Well, good morning, welcome back to the potting shed. I thought I would just start this video with update on the aubergine plants. As you can see, I have an aubergine. It's about the size of a tennis ball. It's the only one on the plant, and I think it's probably, given the time of year now, it's probably going to be the only one we're going to get. But I did manage to get one aubergine off of these plants. My next door neighbour, who gave me the plants originally, I think has also given me something like 3 or 4 aubergines from hers. So she's had a better year from the same plants. But yeah, I think if I do grow them next year, I might try and put them outside somewhere. I think hers are outside, and they've obviously done better. Presumably they get more attention from insects outside than they do in the potting shed, but we'll see. Tomatoes are doing well. I'm pleased that they're ripening, but to be honest, they're not the world's best tomatoes. Some of them are quite a decent size. I mean, that one's a fair size. They've got very tough skins, and not a lot of sort of flesh inside, which is a bit odd. They don't seem to have been underwatered or anything like that, so I'm not quite sure why, but probably won't grow this variety again next year. I can't remember what they're called, but I will get the my notes out and just put it on the screen. But I won't be doing these next year, even though I think I've got seeds. I think I'm going to go for some different varieties next year. So I'm on my way down to the allotment. I'm just going to water the tomatoes and the aubergines and then head down there. So we'll pick this up again when I get there. So here we are down on the plot. I'm going to start harvesting the butternut squashes and things today. I've got quite a few, a couple of fairly big ones. I think that's one of the biggest. Oh no, that one probably is the biggest. Let's put my hand there for scale. Because the patch is starting to die back. As you can see the soil now. I think it's mostly the cucumber plants that are finished. The squashes, and to a certain extent the pumpkins are still going. So I'm going to harvest what's here, probably the pumpkins as well. I'm going to leave the plants for a little bit longer, because I think there's 1 or 2 that probably might just leave, see if they get any bigger. But otherwise I think these are pretty much done. It's been a good year, very late start for the butternuts, but they've done fantastically well, considering the size of some of them and how little time they had to grow. I'm leaving the apples, as I think I've said before, for another month or so. You can see they're starting to redden up a bit, which is them going from being more of a cooker to an eater. I've lost quite a lot on the deck. I'm going to have a look through in a minute and just see if there's any there that I can salvage and take away, and either pulp up for apple sauce or make a crumble or something with them for dinner tonight. But I'm determined to get some eaters off of this year, and I think that's maybe the price I've got to pay. I'm also going to harvest the pears today, because I think if I don't, yeah, I mean, that just came off in my hand. So going to pick the 3 that are here. I think there's 3, 2 there, 2 more there, and this one. There were 4, but I think, yeah, if I put that one in my pocket, and I think I might need 2 hands for this actually. Yeah, I'm going to come back in a sec and pick those. Otherwise, fruit's been really good this year. It's one of the highlights, I think. As have the runner beans. I'm just letting these go to seed now. These are, well, getting too tough and stringy now, so I'm going to let them go to seed so that I've got some for for next year. Likewise, I'm not doing anything now with the gherkins. I didn't think this worked as well as I hoped it would, which is a shame. Probably would have been better just letting them scramble all over the place, but we shall see. And my main job for today is to start putting down some manure on the bare patches. I've dug this bit. The bit that had the broad beans on has already been dug, so there's some manure left over the other side of the plot, which is, if you pay to join the club, the poo club, you can take as much as you want, and they keep getting it, and basically until the springtime. I think there's some left. There was a big pile last weekend, there's not a big pile now, so people have obviously had some. But yeah, otherwise I think that's about it for now. I'm going to go and get on and do that and harvest the pumpkins and the butternuts, and I'll speak to you again soon. Take care now, bye bye.